Hello people, it's your boy Austin Smitty and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to how Raimi's MJ gaslit an entire trilogy. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been wanting to do a video about, I think I said this before. I've been wanting to do a video about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, about really all of the Spider-Mans and my opinion on them for a while now. I just haven't got around to do it because of school, work, other priorities. But yeah, I've been wanting to do that. And with the not new, but re-release of the Raimi trilogy, I've been seeing a couple of videos about MJ in the Raimi movies. Now, you can say what you want. You could say it's nostalgia that's blinding me, but I don't think that's what it is. I was indeed an MJ hater. But as I got older, as I went to high school, I went to college, experienced some stuff in my life, I realized maybe MJ is not as bad as we say she is. And maybe, just maybe, y'all are tripping. So I got two videos. I'm gonna try to make them both I'm gonna try to make this video not as long, but we gonna see what both of them have to say, and I'm gonna say how I feel. So without further ado, we will start this video in a 3, 2, 1.
Few superheroes that have been brought to life on screen that have had an impact quite like Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films.
Yes, sir.
Despite all of their amazing highs, there are some absolute bitter lows with various characters, specifically his love interest, Mary Jane Watson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thomas.
I'm Merlin.
Together we're the Comic Lads, and today we are talking about the worst character in Raimi's Spider-Man.
The worst character? The worst character? Guys, the worst. I'm sorry. The worst. I can't let that slide. She's not even, I would not give her the worst character. Like, worse in what way?
This is about me.
We are gonna get into why this character is one of the worst love interests. I don't even think just with superheroes.
No.
Just in, like, cinema general.
Yeah.
In cinema general? Worse than the love interest in superheroes? Worse than the love interest from the Venom movies? She's worse than that? Cat. Crazy. Hell no.
Mary Jane.
Worse than the love interest from the Catwoman movie? I can keep going. Like, hell no. Hell no. I wouldn't even, like, that's, no.
Watson, an absolute villain of the Raimi movies.
How?
But before we get into our own thoughts, we do want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, what do you think about Raimi's Mary Jane Watson? And
I think Raimi's Mary Jane Watson is a very relatable and a character that you can truly understand what she is going through. From her, I swear, everyone that watched the Raimi movies, even me, I was a victim of this. You only watched it from Peter's perspective. You never looked at it from MJ's perspective, because if you did, these videos would not exist. You only looked at it from, I promise you, if you look at every single thing, really think about this. If you look at every single thing from MJ's perspective, she was not wrong to do anything that she did. Like, not a single thing.
Why not hit the like button?
But it's funny because y'all look at it from Peter's perspective in the Raimi movies, but when it comes to Gwen Stacy, y'all look at it from her perspective. When you watch the Mark Webb movies, you look at it from Gwen Stacy's perspectives, and then Zendaya just gets a pass because she's Zendaya. At least not, well, some people give her a pass, but most people give her a pass because she's Zendaya. She can't do anything wrong.
why not subscribe?
I've had feelings of resentment bubbling about this character ever since I was like 2 years old seeing Spider-Man for the first time.
Okay.
Agreed.
I feel like sometimes Mary Jane's involvement throughout these movies kind of flies under the radar because you get all this cool action stuff and set pieces with Spider-Man in between. But we have a list of notes on why Mary Jane is a terrible character in these movies, and it's kind of diabolical when looking at it.
It is. No, she actually is like the worst partner imaginable to every single one of her partners, not just Pete.
Because the first thing we want to
get... If we're being technical here, the only person she did necessarily dirty was J. Jonah Jameson's son. That's the only person she did dirty. She didn't do Flash Thompson dirty. She did not do Flash Thompson dirty. She literally fought Peter in the middle of the hallway. Flash was a jerk, a bully, an asshole. Why would you want her to stay with him? Do I need to say what Harry did? Harry and quote unquote his father did? Like, literally the whole Thanksgiving scene. Do I need to bring that up? Harry doesn't actually care about her really at all. He only cares about impressing his father. He only cares about giving her stuff. He doesn't actually care fundamentally what makes her happy. Like, do I have to do that? Bring that up? Like, I could keep going. Like, MJ is not the problem here. She's not.
Into Mary Jane has cheated on a partner in every single one of their.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Who did she cheat on? Who did she cheat on? Who did she cheat on?
Raimi movies.
It's like there was a quota.
I know.
She broke up with Flash. She dated Harry. She broke up with Harry, then asked Peter to date. She tried to get with Peter. Peter rejected her. Then the second movie, she tried to get with Peter again. Peter was like, "Nah, I'm good." Then she goes and dates J. Jonah Jameson because she's trying to move on from Peter because Peter keeps rejecting her. That keeps happening. Then by the end of the movie, she decides to be with Peter. She ditches the wedding, leaves that guy, and then goes back to Peter. Then in the third movie, it's basically her and Peter. It's basically her and Peter. And then she cheated once. In a moment of weakness, she kissed Harry. That's the only time I'll give it to you. The only time I give it to you. Other than that, when did she cheat on all of her partners? She only did it once. She only did it once. And mind you, Harry and them have been friends since since like the first movie, even after they broke up. So why wouldn't she be able to go to Harry and trust him? Like, they've been friends even after their breakup, even once her and Peter got together. So like, why wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying?
Why?
When you
Like,
write,
it's such
the
a
tone
lie.
influences how readers
Why are you
respond.
lying?
With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type how you want to.
In the first one, there is a weird love triangle being built with Mary Jane, Harry Osborn, and Peter Parker.
Definitely.
And I do feel like of the three movies, I'd want to give that one a pass the most.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one. Mary Jane, Peter Parker, and Harry are all like 17, 18 in that movie. They're just starting to find their way throughout being.
But my thing is, you give that a pass, but you don't. Why don't we talk about how Harry is a terrible friend? He knew Peter liked MJ and he got with MJ anyway. Like, why don't we talk about this? But MJ is the issue? Like, Mary Jane is the issue? Why don't we talk about how Harry literally is a terrible friend? He knew Peter liked MJ. He knew that. And he still got with her. But MJ doesn't know that Peter likes her at the beginning of the first movie. So how is that MJ's fault? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Like, am I watching this differently? Like, am I watching a different movie? Because in my eyes, Harry's a terrible. If MJ is a whore, then Harry is just as much a hoe and a bad friend as MJ. Like, really?
Independent and being involved in actually like emotionally mature relationships. So I give that a pass. Even though what she does in this movie is so bad.
What did she do? What did she do? She did nothing in the first movie. What did she do? Like, I need an example.
Try to make some kind of move on her.
I mean, throughout the whole movie,
is also trying to make some kind of move on her.
I mean, throughout the whole movie, he keeps on making passes at MJ as Peter. He's like, "Oh, why don't we have a cup of coffee sometime? You want to go?"
When does he say that? When does he do that? He has never done that. He has never. What you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, he does it as, I know what scene you're talking about. He did it as a friend, though. He did it as a friend. And mind you, he said that after MJ had already said, "Me and Harry are going out now. Didn't you know?" And he was like, "Don't tell Harry." You don't remember that scene? That was after that. He was like, "We can go get coffee as friends.
Grab some burgers."
I'd like a cheeseburger.
She'll be like, "No, I'm actually seeing Harry right now. You want to come?"
How is that MJ's fault? They're friends. All three of them are friends. I mean, her and Harry are dating, but they're friends. Why wouldn't she be able to go out with Peter? Mind you, this is already after Peter and Harry had a talk. Peter was like to Harry, "You're right. I didn't make a move. You're absolutely right. You just." He said that. So right here, Peter, I mean, yes, Peter's still in love, but he's like, we can still get stuff as friends. Like, we still cool. You know, you dating like, it ain't nothing crazy.
You want to come? Like, what?
I know.
No, I don't.
But I'm actually seeing Harry right now. You want to come?
You want to come? Like, what?
I know.
But how is that MJ's fault?
No, I don't.
Wait.
You want to go grab some burgers?
I'd like a cheeseburger.
She'll be like, no, I'm actually seeing Harry right now. You want to come?
You want to come? Like, what?
I know. She'll be like, no, I'm actually seeing Harry. Want to go grab some burgers?
I'd like a cheeseburger.
She'll be like, no, I'm actually...
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me, I need to see something. Hold on. Go to YouTube for a second. Am I crazy? Let me. Sorry. Brief intermission. Peter asks MJ to get a burger. Oh wait, let me see. Spider-Man 1. Because if I'm not mistaken, she definitely said that her and Harry are going out tonight. Do you want to join us? I could be mistaken, but she definitely said that. And then he was like, no thanks. So I could be tripping. I can't find... for some reason, it's pulling up stuff from Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't know why it's pulling up stuff from Spider-Man Home. Spider-Man 1 saves MJ. It's not going to show me the scene. It's just going to show me the scene before. Okay. Well, anyway, the point is, that's not...
You see Harry right now. You want to come?
You want to come? Like, what?
I know.
No, I don't.
But yeah,
But still, how is that MJ's fault? If anything, Peter, you should be getting on Peter for trying to still make moves after he knows his friend is dating MJ. Like, why are we getting on MJ right now? MJ had nothing to do with this. Like I said, I could be mistaken, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But MJ says, me and Harry are going to get food. We're going out tonight. You should come join us. And Peter says no. So she still literally says me and Harry are doing something.
First instance of her cheating is in that scene because
how is that her fault? She literally said...
It's like kind of cornered by some assholes in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Some degenerates.
Yeah, with like knives and shit. Like they're gonna do some heinous stuff, and Spider-Man saves her, and then they share, a steamy kiss.
I forgot about that. Okay, I'll give you that. She kissed Spider-Man. I'll give you that. I mean, that just lets you know that she didn't. I mean, okay, I'll give you that. That's one.
Very steamy shit.
Super steamy.
Ultra steam. Spider-Man in the context of New York at that point is kind of like a mythical figure.
Yeah.
But it is still important to note that it's a massive betrayal against Harry. And
it's a massive betrayal against Harry. But we're going to literally skip over the fact. That Harry took MJ from Peter. We're not going to acknowledge that. Because mind you, these scenes would not exist or not matter if Harry never did that. So if we're not going to acknowledge that, then I'm not going to acknowledge this. Like that's not even fair. And honestly, was they even like together or was they dating? Let's be honest here. Was they? Yeah. Well, matter of fact, was they just talking or was they together? Mind you, this is after the balcony scene where Harry attempts to kiss MJ and MJ just moves her face because she's not on that type of timing right now. She's not on that timing yet. So is this really cheating? I pretty much remember every scene and how they go. So this is literally after MJ on the balcony literally freaking rejected Harry. She literally moved her head because she wasn't on that type of timing. She's still kind of feeling Harry out. She didn't really want to get a kiss from Harry yet. She didn't want to kiss Harry yet. So is this really cheating? Are her and Harry actually together, or are they just talking? Because talking and being in an actual relationship is two different things.
That's the thing. Harry, Peter, and MJ are just constantly backstabbing each other in this movie.
Yeah, they're actually like they're all terrible people.
Yeah.
Okay. So then don't just put it on MJ. We need to change the name of this video because it's not MJ's fault. This is all. If all of them are bad people.
Harry knows that Peter has the hots for MJ.
Thank you.
Just decides to smash her anyway.
Thank you.
No, Harry knows that Pete's been in love with her for like their whole lives. And he still like swoops in and he's like, dude, man, you just like took too friggin' long, dude. Fuck you, James Franco.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't put the blame on MJ. Like, we can't. Like, we cannot put the full blame. If you're going to put the full blame on MJ, you got to acknowledge that Harry is a terrible friend. Harry's a terrible friend, and then Peter, honestly, no, Peter has a right to do what he does because, bro, you knew I liked her first. Why are you going to date her? So, honestly, in this case, I'm on Peter's side.
She cheats on him with both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And it's not like full-on...
When did she cheat on him with Peter? The hospital scene? How is this cheating? How is this cheating? Because what? She grabs his hand? She grabs his hand? I mean, yeah, okay. I can see why you could say this, but she's going to visit a friend, let alone a neighbor. They went to school together. They've been friends up until this point. They hear about Aunt May. Aunt May is freaking friends with her aunts. For those that watch Spider-Man anime series, her family, because they're neighbors. Why wouldn't MJ come and see him and his aunt? Why wouldn't she? The conversation that we had was originally about Spider-Man, and yeah, it led up to Peter saying something nice because he wanted, Peter Parker. He still likes MJ. I mean, and yeah, I guess that was somewhat cheating. Her putting her hand on top of Peter, but that could mean a lot of things.
But there's definitely some emotional cheating going on.
Yeah, no, it's like they don't.
I guess some emotional cheating. But Harry shouldn't look at it like that because at the end of the day, she came here and they're having a discussion until Harry comes. They're having a discussion about, they could be literally, Harry wouldn't know that. They would be talking about.
Have to bang for it to be like a complete like disregard of her relationship with Harry.
And I do like feel bad for him.
Yeah.
At a point.
And like I said, they're seeing each other. They didn't. I don't think. Someone needs to tell me. Is seeing each other mean you're actually in a relationship and dating? Because like I said, this is still after MJ freaking curved and pretty much friend zoned Harry because she didn't give him a kiss. She never kissed Harry. She barely even hugs the man. She didn't kiss Harry. So right now, I would say they were talking because she didn't initiate a kiss. She has never initiated a kiss. So is this necessarily cheating? And this is after they got into an argument. So this is after they got into the argument at Thanksgiving and Norman pretty much disrespected her and Harry did not defend her at all. So are they really together? Let's be honest here. Are they really together?
The movie where Aunt May has been like blown up by Norman.
Yeah, like are they really together?
She's in the hospital.
Finish it.
Deliver us. Aunt May is recovering in the hospital, and Mary Jane visits Peter there, and they have a tender moment. They're holding hands, and Harry walks in.
She grabbed his hand. This is after he said that message. I mean,
on them with flowers ready to give to Aunt May, give his condolences, give her a speedy recovery.
Yeah, he's trying to have a single connection with one person.
He's trying to have a connection with MJ, but mind you, him and MJ were never connecting even before Peter even attempted to step in. Like the scene before Peter finds out, the scene where Peter just finds out that him and MJ are dating, that interaction doesn't even count because Peter didn't even know that they were seeing each other. And then everything after that, like literally once they got to the parade, MJ still curved Harry. And that had nothing to do with Peter. So, like I said, was they really together? Or was they just talking? Because if they're talking, then they're not technically in a relationship. They're just talking and seeing each other. They're not, like I said, you can go through all of these scenes. You've never seen MJ kiss Harry in this movie. You've never seen MJ kiss Harry. They barely even hug each other. So
this movie, because like everyone
are they
turns
really
on
together,
her.
or was they
Pete's
just
fucking
talking?
this movie too? Actually,
They're all terrible.
they are.
Actually, like this isn't just Mary Jane. They're all awful people.
Actually, all.
I'm fine with that. If you want to say all three of them were awful people, I'm fine with that. But don't sit there and just say it's MJ's fault. MJ is a bad girlfriend. She's a terrible person. She's a cheater. Like, no, she's not. Everything that happens in these movies with MJ is because of Peter and Harry.
Yes,
mostly Peter.
But no, this is just two of three instances throughout this movie. Because at the end, both Mary Jane and Harry break up. They're attending Norman's funeral. And Mary Jane thinks this is a prime opportunity to tell Peter how she feels.
The funeral is over. The funeral is over. I mean, no disrespect to anyone's relative, but I mean, Norman, yes, was a father figure to Harry, but was a father figure to Peter, but he wasn't like in relation or related to him in any way. Yeah, they came there in support for Harry. The funeral is over. Why wouldn't this? I don't see. If you can make time for something, then you can make time for something. If it was really genuinely a problem, Peter would have said something, but it wasn't. So
standing over the grave of her ex-boyfriend's father, who
actually they're not over the grave of their ex-boyfriend's father. They're over the grave of Peter's uncle's grave. That's who they're over. They're not over the grave of they're not over Norman Osborn's grave. They're over Uncle Ben's. Because the scene before this, you see Peter looking down at the grave and it says Ben Parker. So no, they're not over the grave of Norman Osborn.
Peter just like accidentally killed.
He sees them kissing. He's like,
accidentally killed? No, the glider flew to try and kill him and he dodged it and it hit Norman. Nah, let's not.
What have you done?
What have you done? I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
That was fun.
Like 30 seconds before she kisses Peter, Harry leans into Peter, hugs him, and says,
"Thank God for you, Peter. You're the only family I have."
Yeah.
I love you so much, Peter.
She kissed him. What do you want? She kissed him. Her and Harry weren't even technically together. They was never really together. They was just talking. They were just seeing each other. And I'm doing this because MJ literally curved them even before all the events of her possibly having feelings for Peter even showed up. So they wasn't even really together. She curved them at every point. Like I said, they barely even hugged each other. And by this time, is it really cheating? They already broke up. And honestly, Peter wanted to be with MJ first. Peter was supposed to get with MJ and ask MJ first. Harry already knew this. So whose feelings being hurt would this really be? Whose fault would that be? That would be Harry's fault because he shouldn't have attempted that. So
and then he's just making out with his ex over his father's grave.
It's not his father's grave. It was over Uncle Ben's grave. Stop it.
All three of them.
Yeah, but like Harry a little less. Like Pete and MJ in this movie are dog ass people, bro.
Well, that is Spider-Man 1. We gotta get.
I completely. I don't fully agree with what they said on Spider-Man 1, but if that's how they feel, like I said, you can't blame MJ for everything and then let what Gwen Stacy does in the Mark Webb movies be fine. Like we can't. And then just let Zendaya just be free willy. Like we gotta, because none of the other two aren't any better girlfriends. Like
to Spider-Man 2 because Spider-Man 2,
this shit is whack. You know who didn't deserve like anything that happens to him in this movie? John Jameson.
I agree with that. He doesn't deserve anything that happened into this movie. He doesn't. But MJ, everything that happens in this movie is Peter's fault. Every single thing that happens in this movie is with him and MJ. That's all Peter's fault, and it's not like Peter's fault in like, oh, he intentionally did this, but it's Peter's fault. Yeah, if mind you, at the beginning of the movie, not the very beginning, but like when they celebrate his birthday, if Peter would have told MJ exactly how he felt in that movie, none of this stuff with J. Jonah Jameson would have happened. I just want y'all to know that. None of that stuff with J. Jonah Jameson would have happened. It never would have happened, like, at all. Peter and MJ would have been together, and that would have been it. And then she probably would have cut him off and been like, there's someone else. Like, it would have literally just been that. And mind you, they were just talking at first. They were just seeing each other. But the more and more Peter kept not being there and being a jerk to her perspective, that's when she was like, okay, be my boyfriend. And then later he was like, marry me, Mary Jane. And she said yes. Like, because she wants to move on with her life and leave Peter and the rest of the bullshit behind her. Which is
Poor fucking guy.
But okay.
It's actually awful. He's literally just a good guy.
I know. That's the thing, is that it's so weird going into this movie. Mary Jane is getting with John Jameson. He is the son of J. Jonah Jameson.
My son, the astronaut.
Exactly. The fact that she just turns against this guy who seems like such a sweetheart.
It's just a good guy.
He's like handsome as fuck. He's a well.
I'm sorry, but Elijah was just cattle. Elijah was cattle. Those that know why I called him Elijah, you know why I called him Elijah. But yeah, he was just cattle. You know, he was a good guy. I do generally feel bad when she leaves the wedding and goes to Peter. But I mean, like I said, is that really MJ's fault? If Peter would literally have just told MJ the truth about everything, he would have never been in that situation. So, and MJ clearly loves Peter, but Peter clearly keeps rejecting her. And if we put this in real life terms, if someone is constantly rejecting you, why would you keep attempting to be with them? Why? Why on earth would you keep attempting to be with them? Especially if you ask them to come to stuff, they don't show up. You keep expressing feelings to them, and they give you one-note answers or one-note responses and don't say shit to you. Why would you constantly still try to be with them? Please answer this question.
Established astronaut.
If you say you just because you really want to be with them and keep trying, you're an idiot.
An astronaut.
How many people are astronauts and hunks? 0. Spider-Man
You'd be surprised.
2, she's just toying with Peter's emotions throughout the whole
She's toying with Peter's emotions? How is she toying with Peter's emotions? Literally at the end of Spider-Man 1, Peter friend zones her, and then we literally know throughout that time frame, from Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 2, that that's literally all Peter has been doing. And then once we get to the birthday scene, we literally get MJ attempt one more time. She attempts one more time. And Peter says, I was wondering if you're in the village. That's his response. After she says, oh boy, yeah, what? I'm wondering if you're in the village. And then she straight up tells Peter, I'm seeing someone now, nigga. Like, how is that her toying with Peter's feelings? Like, that's Peter's fault.
Freaking thing. She shows up on Peter's birthday.
Why wouldn't she? They're still friends. They're still friends. They're literally still friends.
Very obviously lets him know, even though he's like drooling after her in the backyard sequence.
Oh my god.
You know, she starts to know, even though he's like drooling after her on Peter's birthday. Very obviously lets him know, even though he's like drooling after.
Yeah, she lets him know, like, dude, I love seeing you tonight, Peter. I love seeing you tonight. Can we get together? And he, once again, with great power comes great responsibility. I understand you, Peter. He rejects her. He friend zones her. And this is MJ's fault because...
After in the backyard sequence.
Oh my god.
You know, she starts like touching his face.
Oh.
And he's just like bricked up. Like...
Yeah, right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was younger, I thought this was a very awkward moment. But when you actually experience it, you really be like, damn. You really be like, damn. This is nice. This is nice. Like...
He's literally stuck in the
Amen.
fence.
Amen. Hey. Amen. I bet he probably was.
I lost a lot of weight recently.
Oh my
and
god,
none of my
all
clothes
these
fit right anymore.
ads.
But my Stitch Fix stylist, Stephanie, she nailed it. Let me show you.
It's so weird because at a certain point throughout the movie, Mary Jane pulls like the toxic X card, realizes that Peter is finally moving on and healing. You know, we have the whole like raindrops keep falling on my head.
No. You're not gonna skip over you're not gonna skip over that. You're not gonna skip over all of the other shit. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah, where he mucks that hot dog.
Bro, he like one bites.
It's at least like 65% of the dog in one
No. Mary Jane asks to meet with Peter because she can't.
No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do this. You're not going to just skip over all of those other shit, the other stuff that happened. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna skip over the fact that Peter missed her play twice. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna skip over the scene literally where she pours her heart out and says Aunt May has seen it. Harry has seen it. Her dad has seen it. He even came back there to get cash. But her best friend, Peter, did not see it. You're not skipping over that, okay? You're not skipping over that. I'm sorry. I can't let that slide.
Have him moving on.
She's not already engaged to an astronaut.
Yes, she is engaged to an astronaut, but she knows she still has some feelings towards Peter. And this scene is after Peter has already. This scene is after Peter has already lost his powers. He actually was able to make it to MJ's play, and then he tries to convince MJ, "I'm different now. I'm not that empty sea no more. I'm not the empty sea no more. I can be there for you. I can be with you. I don't have that with great power comes great responsibility no more. I can be there with you." And she still rejects him because she thinks he's lying, which is understandable because he has let her down 1,000 times before. Why would she believe him? Then, right here, she's like, okay, maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe I should see him one more time, see how truthful he is.
She like forces him to kiss her.
She didn't force him to do shit. She didn't force him to do anything. She literally asks, "Can I get one kiss? Just one. Please." She says, please. She says, please. She does not force him. She doesn't grab his face and just...
I love it because Raimi zooms in on her hand holding his, and she literally has her like engagement ring on. It's like, what is going on?
It's so
y'all are making this worse than what it actually supposed to be.
nasty.
This is just whack.
End of
This
Spider-Man.
is whack? This is whack. You just skipped over a whole bunch of context. Like, you skipped over so much context.
She's about to get married. John, it's like...
And then you skipped over more context. This is after she already finds out that Peter is Spider-Man and Peter pours his heart to her. Literally tells her everything. And she finds out, oh, this is why he couldn't be there. Because he's literally out saving the world. So now I understand. He would be there for me, but he can't. Now I get it. And then she leaves him because she understands that, okay, I'm really to take these sacrifices with you. I know you're Spider-Man now. I know what you have to do. But I'm going to still be here when you get back. Yes, what happens to Elijah, it is sad. I do feel bad for him. But it makes sense for her to go back to Peter now because she understands why Peter was doing what he was doing. You just skipped over a whole bunch of context.
The happiest day of his life until, you know, she doesn't show up to the fucking church.
And then what's so whack, bro? She doesn't even tell him herself.
Okay, I'll give you that. That was a little. She could have like been like, bro, I can't marry you. I'm sorry. I did all this. Like, you know, that was whack. I'll give you that.
Sends like one of her bridesmaids to hand him a fucking note
that says like, peace out.
I do feel like in the extended cut of Spider-Man 2, where you do get more scenes with MJ in that specific bridesmaid right there, where you get more scenes. I do like that you get more scenes and more explanations as to how MJ is truly feeling. You get more scenes with Peter. I think you get even a more scene with like Doc Ock. And then I think what they release in theaters is the 2.1 version, so you get even more context. So I think that like really even amplifies more of how it's not MJ's fault. Like, she wants Peter. She does. She really does. But Peter keeps rejecting her. But she doesn't know that he's Spider-Man. And Peter can't tell her or do any of that because of with great power comes great responsibility, and he doesn't want her to get in danger.
Fucking loser.
People says, oh, MJ gets kidnapped all the time. She only got kidnapped in the first movie because Green Goblin figured out that Peter was Spider-Man. That's the only reason why. The only reason why. People like to skip over that. The only reason why she got kidnapped was because Green Goblin figured that out. Doc Ock only kidnaps MJ because Peter was being hesitant at first about telling him where Spider-Man is at. I don't know where he is. And then he tries to threaten Doc Ock. That was the only reason why.
And she shows up in Peter's doorway.
And then MJ has seen the whole thing, so he needed to take her because she would call the police. So, and he doesn't need that messing up his plan, so that would make
kiss. And I'm like, okay, she was terrible for 2 movies.
She was not! None of that stuff was her fault. Oh my god. It was not her fault. It was not her fault. Okay, if you're gonna say all this stuff in the first movie was her fault, whatever. But you cannot say anything that happens in the second movie is her fault. It is not. It is not. It is not. It is so much of Peter's fault. You gotta be kidding me. Not anything in the second movie was MJ's fault.
Surely the third one shall be good.
It's not about you.
It's about me. Spider-Man 3, she's truly at her worst, I think.
What? Spider-Man 3, she's at her worst? But Peter is off the hook? You're kidding. You're kidding. You're kidding. You're a liar. Y'all better mention Peter kissing Gwen. You better mention Peter kissing Gwen. I swear on everything, if y'all do not mention Peter kissing Gwen, I'm clicking off of this video. Y'all better mention Peter. You better mention Peter kissing Gwen. If you're going to sit there and tell me that was okay, but what MJ does in the other movies and what she does in the rest of this movie is okay, I give up. I lost all hope in humanity. Like, crazy work. And you do realize why MJ says this line, right?
Terrible for 2 movies. Surely the third one shall be good.
It's not about you.
It's about me.
She says that for a reason, because in that moment, she wanted Peter to actually be there for her, but at this moment in time, Peter is real cocky. He thinks he's above the world. He basically thinks he thinks he's above everything. So he thinks his life is perfect. He sees no wrong with anything. The Peter that we knew before is kind of at this moment in life where he kind of feels like he's above all, like he's God. You could tell based off of how he talks in the beginning of the movie. Like, he thinks he's above all. So now he can't even give heartwarming messages like he used to anymore. And in this moment, she's looking for I'm trying to find the word. Validate. I'm not gonna say validation, but she just wants him to be there. He wants. Why can I not think of the word? Like it's like just not coming to me. But she wants him to be there, and all he's saying, he keeps bringing up stuff about Spider-Man, and he keeps talking about stuff that doesn't necessarily have to do with anything that is going on with her. Yeah, he just keeps doing that over and over again.
Spider-Man 3, she's truly at her worst, I think. As much as
How is she at her worst? Like,
Jameson is an amazing guy, she's not toying with, like, brotherly love throughout the whole...
Brotherly love? Brotherly love? You mean the dude that just tried to kill his best friend off guard? That brotherly love? Brotherly love? You talking about Harry, the same dude that tried to take his girl in the first movie? That brotherly love? The same dude that slapped him in the face in the second movie? That brotherly love? The same dude that sent Doc Ock after him? That brotherly love? Okay.
Whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, she knows that Harry and Peter have been friends since they were children. She'll confide in Peter one scene and then be making out with Harry in the next.
That's you're skipping over so much context. Like, oh my god, you skipped over so much context. That's not at all what happened. That's not. Well, they kiss, but like that's not how we got there. Like, oh my
You'd
god.
think that after these past two movies, their connection and their bond and love for each other would be like strong enough. And like, I think Pete,
to be honest with you, I do think like some of this stuff is Avi Arad's fault, because if Avi Arad would have just let Sam Raimi do what he was going to do, I don't think half of these scenes would even exist. But
feels like it is, and on
like, this man thinks he's a god, like he's above the world.
MJ's side, it's like paper thin, bro. One time,
What?
like it is, and on MJ's side, it's like strong enough, and like I think Pete feels like it is, and on MJ's side, it's like paper thin, bro.
What? That's what you think? How did you gauge that? Oh my god. Peter thinks his whole world is perfect right now. He thinks his whole world is perfect right now. He got the girl. He's Spider-Man. He stopped the bad guys. There's nothing that can go wrong. Peter thinks the whole world is at his side. He doesn't think anything can go wrong at this moment in time. He's cocky. He's God.
One tiny thing after she's cheated twice in 2 movies.
One tiny thing? What? Mind you, Peter kissed Gwen before MJ even kissed Harry. Mind you. But what Peter did, oh, that was fine. And one tiny thing? What? MJ got backed out of a wedding for Peter, and Peter freaking kisses Gwen in front of New York? But that's a tiny thing? What?
And she's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
Well, also,
But that's not even...
like, the reasoning for her betrayal doesn't even really make sense to me.
How?
Because in the
How
movie,
does it make sense? And what betrayal? It was a moment of weakness. It was a moment of weakness, bro. Peter literally kissed Gwen because Peter literally kissed Gwen just because. He was like, "Do it, man. They'll love it. Do it, man. They'll love it." Like, he literally kissed Gwen just because so he can please the crowd and get more fan service. Like, really?
Mary Jane has finally broken into her career as an actress. She's singing on Broadway, and then she gets a bad review from a couple critics. And she shows up to Peter's dingy apartment, very distraught, tries to freaking confide in him. And then, in my opinion, he gives good boyfriend advice.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a critic. You were amazing. I was there. You sounded amazing.
He tries to relate to her by using
Spider-Man, and that's literally all he does. You get a taste of that after he goes to the back of the show. You get a taste of that when he goes to the back of the show. He keeps bringing up Spider-Man. Like, bro, this isn't about Spider-Man. That's why she says that. Why you keep trying to bring up Spider-Man, the stuff you do? Like, I want you to understand how I feel. I want you to truly understand how I feel. And literally, after she says that, he takes a moment, pause, and just looks at her and starts to actually listen. And then he gets called to do Spider-Man stuff. Why, like that? What actual good boyfriend advice was that?
Personal experience, which is like the only way you can relate to another human being.
Yes, but when you constantly keep bringing up stuff that, if you keep constantly bringing up stuff that pretty much is just showing how good you are, like, that's not helping the situation.
And she takes it as though Pete's just like talking about himself and not.
And even if you look at this scene in that way, how is this still MJ's fault? How is this still MJ's fault? She's just coming off of singing her heart out on Broadway, and critics are freaking calling her trash. Like, I would feel the same way too. Like, what?
He's trying to use his own experience to try and relate to you. Maybe it's not like the best example that he could have chosen, but like to just...
Mind you, this is the advice he's given after all of the great advice he gave her in Spider-Man 1. So, I mean, come on now.
Throw it in his face and be like, it's not about you. It's like, yeah, he knows that. He's trying to make you feel better.
And I do think Raimi does something weird with the third movie, because he doesn't just make Mary Jane into like a terrible character cheating on him with his own.
Oh my god, we're just skipping over every single thing that Peter and Gwen did. It's like, bro, you're gonna skip over the whole dinner scene where freaking Gwen was just rubbing her hand all over Peter? Like, we're just skipping over that? Like, we're not gonna talk about that? Like how Gwen, like Gwen is like actively like always was literally flirting. Like Peter's a genius. He helps me out all the time. Like we're just skipping over that. Like that's okay. But MJ's a demon. Like come on, bro. If you're going, like I said before, if you're gonna say MJ is a problem, then you gotta acknowledge Peter. Peter is just as much the problem.
Best friend.
But like that whole scene literally only happens after Peter had kissed Gwen. She had a terrible dinner, and then Peter literally just disregards her feelings again and acts like what he did wasn't wrong. And then literally when she comes back to try and have a talk and confide in him because he finds out that his uncle's killer wasn't his actual uncle's killer, he shuns her out the door. Shuts her up, and then she leaves. And then they don't speak for a while. Like, and then she's like, let me call Harry, who's a friend from high school. They're all friends. They went to Peter's birthday party. They're all friends. She goes there. They hang out. And then in a moment of weakness, like I said, that's the second bad thing she legitimately did. In a moment of weakness, they kissed. But mind you, that was already after all of this happened. So if Peter never does any of this, if Peter didn't do any of this and was a better boyfriend and actually was confiding, was actually being a good boyfriend and giving good advice like he usually does to MJ, none of that shit would have even happened. None of that would have even happened. I'm not saying what MJ did was good, but you can't ignore what Peter did either. Like,
also, like, Peter kind of cheats on her.
Kind of? I'm done. I'll give y'all a subscribe, though, because y'all seem cool. I'll give y'all a subscribe. Y'all seem pretty cool. But that video, I don't... Kind of?
With Gwen Stacy. Yeah. It is also funny, like, in recent years, I've seen a growing community online of people who are, like, shipping Peter and Ursula, or Peter and Gwen, because she actually, like, shows that she's very interested in Peter for who he is.
Yeah.
So, in the first movie, when she puts her hand on Peter's hand in the hospital after, mind you, that whole movie, she doesn't know Peter is Spider-Man. So all those talks, all those moments of him giving her advice and being bada boom, her kissing Peter at the end, she still doesn't know that he's Spider-Man. That wasn't her falling in love with Peter for who he is. Spider-Man 2, her trying to confess her feelings once again. This is still her not knowing that Peter is Spider-Man. That wasn't her liking Peter for who he was. Like, I just... Okay.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst just kind of plays MJ as, like, miserable throughout all three movies. And, like,
she comes from a broken home. Literally, you get a brief of this in Spider-Man 3. She says, I look at these words, and it's like my dad wrote them. You get a brief of this in Spider-Man 1, where when she's walking out of her house on the way to the bus, her dad is yelling and screaming at her. You get another brief of this in Spider-Man 1, where her parents are arguing, then she storms out. Like, you get moments of this so many times, like, where this type of, where her emotions lie from. Like, I don't know if y'all are just not paying attention, y'all are just skipping over it. Like, there's so many moments like this. I just want, like, I don't understand.
Like, I guess she has, like, the really whack abusive parents.
So you did pay attention.
But, like, once we move past that, she's just always such a downer and, like...
Such a downer. Bro, Peter has been friend-zoning her, and he freaking friend-zones her through the first two movies, and then in the third movie, when they're actually together, he starts being a jerk and freaking kisses a girl from his class, and he never mentions her ever, never mentions her ever, and that's okay, but MJ's a douche. Like, what?
and like never can let anything good happen. And then
never let anything good happen. Why would she try to confide in Peter right there if Peter at every moment in turn has rejected and friend zoned her? Why would she trust him? Like,
you know, this horrific love triangle ends after symbiote Pete backhands MJ. Harry dies, and
like I don't. And then he hits her. Like, did he literally fucking whacks her in the face? But that's okay. That is okay. He embarrassed her at her performance in the restaurant. That is okay. That's okay. That's okay. But that's all. That's all okay. But MJ has a moment where she wants to express her feelings. Oh no, MJ's a bad person. What? Like, oh my god.
And then they just come to the conclusion of like, well, it's not a triangle anymore. Let's be together.
Yeah.
That's not at all what happens. And then that's not at all what happens.
Kind of like the evil version of Cap and Peggy dancing.
The evil version.
Right, evil
You know?
version.
Yeah,
of
It's like the
Peggy
Uncanny
Dancing.
Valley version.
The Earth 3 version.
Exactly.
I don't even want this.
The fact that y'all skipped over so much context is just crazy. Like, oh my god.
Ursula? She's literally the nicest girl ever. Maybe she'll end up with John Jameson.
Yeah, I'm done. That was a struggle. Oh my god. But I gave y'all a subscribe because y'all seem cool. Comic lads. I like y'all. Y'all seem pretty cool. Y'all might have better opinions on other stuff. Yeah. Wait, the superhero show cancellation problem. I have a strong feeling they love Spectacular Spider-Man, and Peter does the exact same shit in that show. Like, in modern comics, what comics is MJ bad? I mean, let's see what this is. I'm not gonna watch all of this video, but I'm gonna see what they have to say. Let's see. Where are we at? Damn, we're at 50. We turned an 11-minute video into 50 minutes.
When we think of villains in the Spider-Verse, the usual Parasite combine the true hidden villain of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Really? Mary Jane? Homegirl with the luscious red locks? She's supposed to be the girl next door, Peter's lifelong crush, the romantic payoff we're meant to root for. But look closer and you'll see she's not the supportive partner the narrative paints her to be. Across 3 films, she repeatedly undermines, manipulates, and emotionally whiplashes Peter, and it's not just—
It's going to be the same thing. It's going to literally be the same thing. Oh my god. It's going to literally be the same thing. Oh my god. It's going to be the same thing. We're just going to disregard every single bad thing that Peter has done, and MJ is just the worst person there is. Like, oh my god. I would even be this. I wouldn't even mind if you said MJ was bad if you at least acknowledge all of the shit that Peter has done to her. But y'all don't. Y'all just make it seem like MJ is the worst person ever. I'm not going to watch all of it. This is just the introduction. Okay, let's get to Spider-Man 1 real fast.
Starting with the first movie, we meet MJ when she stops the bus so Peter can hop on. And you, Mr. Bus Driver, giggling and cackling over there, you're about to get a termination letter of a lifetime. She did an act of kindness. I can rock with that, but we have to cancel out the kindness because she's dating Flash. No, not that one. Flash Thompson. You know, the guy who's actively—
Okay, she's dating Flash. For one, we don't necessarily know what happened prior to how she got with Flash. So what Flash could have done to get MJ could have actually been something sweet and sincere. We don't know exactly what he did to get her. So you can't really sit there and just make that a negative because they dated each other. I mean, they dated before in other continuities, so I mean that's not really fair.
bullying Peter in front of her face, and she
And what when she bullies? Look at this! Look at this! You literally have the reaction here. You have the reaction. Look at this right here.
definitely knows that her boyfriend is bullying people because—
Look at this. You see her reaction right there. You see her face right here, right? You see her face right there. That she doesn't fully agree with this. She does not fully agree with this. And then what happens at the end of graduation? She dumps him, right? So everything you're saying right here, she literally makes up for it by dumping him later.
Because Peter isn't his only victim. He may be the main dish, but he be targeting the side dishes as well. What's wild to me is that MJ is dating a guy who resembles and somewhat acts like her father. Flash bullies.
If you're going see, I want to say based off of the comics, but I don't want to fully do that because if you MJ thrives for attention because she doesn't get that type of attention at home. So when someone gives her that attention and sees her outside sees her outside this bubble, then she feeds off of that, which makes sense. That's what a lot of people do sometimes.
People and doesn't right in front of her, and she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. She literally dumps Flash at the end of high school. Once they graduate.
Me, I'm okay with him physically and mentally harming others. Any goodwill from the bus moment, gone. Look at the scene right here. Flash is ready to throw hands at Peter, and all MJ says, come on, Flash, stop. Look.
What do you want her to do? What do you want her to do? You want her to get in the middle between two grown-ass men and possibly get hit? What do you want her to do? So you mean to tell me you see how Flash looks, right?
This isn't you.
Like, what do you want her to do?
Be so ever for real. That's not gonna accomplish anything. Also, what?
Like, what do you want her to do?
This fighting stance.
Is that? Oh,
I mean, that's how some boxers,
shit, what is that?
Giving the same energy as this dude who tried to mug Uncle Iroh. As I mentioned earlier, we find out MJ's got a rough home life, an abusive father who constantly tears her down. It explains her craving for validation, but it doesn't excuse what she does for the rest of the film.
What did she do for the rest of the film? What?
Ahead, she dumps Flash on graduation day.
Clap if you care.
I mean, I do. She dumped the dude that was a jerk and that was bullying people. Yeah, that's what you wanted, right? She did a good deed. Come on.
All right, let's move on. Perfect.
I'm not upset at her for breaking up with Flash, because you could do so much better than the class bully. But the day of graduation, you couldn't do this the day before or a week ago. Damn, give me a...
Either way, she still broke up with him. She still broke up with him. And who's to say they wasn't already necessarily having problems? We just never see it. That's not something we need to really focus on. All you literally right in that moment, you could have your stupid ring back. You get a slight glimpse that they was possibly having relationship problems, and then Flash says whatever. What more do you need?
Oh, but don't worry. She doesn't stay single for long. She rebounds instantly with Harry. Peter's
rebounds. They are talking. They're in the talking stage. They don't get together yet.
Best friend. Strike one. As I tell myself,
how is that MJ's fault? She doesn't know Peter You're just gonna hear me repeat. I don't even think I can. I don't even think I need to watch the video because I'm gonna literally just repeat everything I said when I watched the other video. I'm gonna literally, because dude.
Never let a guy ruin your friendship. The same with dudes. Never let a girl break your bromance. It's never worth it.
Bromance? What fucking bromance? They had a bromance in the beginning, yes, but you do realize that Harry knows that Peter liked MJ. Harry knows this. Harry knows this, and he hit on MJ. MJ does not know that Peter likes her. So how is this MJ's fault? Someone tell me how this is MJ's fault.
Do not pull a Mordecai and kill your best friend over a girl.
I'll kill you!
So we understand that it's Mordecai's fault, but we don't understand that it's Peter's, that is freaking Harry's fault? How does that make sense?
MJ getting with Harry is okay. It's not illegal, but it's absolutely trifling.
How?
I say that because MJ is not even effing with Harry for real. He goes in for a kiss, and she turns her head in.
So they're talking, and she didn't feel like this was a moment to do that. She wasn't even really feeling Harry just yet. They're still talking. They're still just seeing each other. They're testing the waters. Yeah. Like, come on.
Dust like he's revolting. Look, I get not wanting the kiss to do, that's fine. But MJ, you're dating him. You're going out to dinner.
Has no one ever been in a talking stage, a date, like a talking/dating stage where you're just seeing someone, you're just testing the waters and shit like that, and then you actually get into a relationship? Because if they was actually in a relationship, I don't think she would do that.
Hands in public, smiling for the cameras, and meanwhile, you're internally gagging every time he tries to be affectionate.
Are you it's like y'all like forgetting, like you're forgetting the context. Harry literally says, "Why didn't you wear the dress that I want you to wear? My father would like that." Maybe, and then MJ says, "Maybe your father would like me no matter what I wear. You think I'm pretty, right?" And then he's like, "Yeah, of course I do." Like, as it doesn't sound genuine.
Leading this man on, pack it
It's
up.
like y'all skip over so much context. Like,
now let's talk about the alleyway kiss. Everyone remembers it as this iconic romantic moment.
They wasn't, technically speaking, they were just talking. They wasn't together. They was just seeing each other. They was just talking.
It was probably
I'll somewhat give you, this gets half a point. I'll somewhat, like I said in the other video, this gets half a point. Because technically they're just talking. Because if you're in a legit relationship, why would you curve him? Why would she curve him like that?
Many people, but if you think about it, this kiss isn't a romantic masterpiece fans remember. First things first, MJ is dating Harry. 2, she's kissing a masked stranger who just rescued her, which
she saved him. She saved her twice. Let's remember that. He saved her twice.
Gratitude, but there's gratitude and then there's making out with a guy in the rain while your boyfriend's at home.
They're not together. They was just talking. They were dating.
3, I know the movie is expecting us, the audience, to cheer and applaud for Peter getting the tier 2, but she doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man, so she's just out.
I'm glad you acknowledge that. I hope you keep that same knowledge when you do Spider-Man 2.
Locking lips with a random ass man. And 4,
by this point in time, is he rarely random? He's been saving a bunch of people. He's been on the news. Everyone pretty much knows him. He saved her twice. This is the second time. I don't think he's that much random by this point in time.
Cheating on Harry. Strike 2.
Did she really cheat on Harry? They're just talking. They're dating. They're going out and just testing the waters.
And before anyone thinks I'm letting Peter off the hook that easily, oh no, he's equally guilty, if not more. Peter.
Is everyone are y'all James Franco fans? Y'all gotta be. Y'all gotta be.
So imagine,
my guy, you know MJ is not on the market. You know she's.
Are y'all James Franco fans? Cause are we just skipping over the fact that Harry literally just took Peter's girl? Like, are we just, well, it wasn't Peter's girl, but he knew that Peter liked her, and he didn't even tell his friend that he was going to do this. Like that, like we're just skipping over this. Like this is all, like we're just skipping over this. Okay.
Your best friend, and yet here you are in full Spider-Man costume having a whole upside down steamy makeout session with tongue. That was not an accident. That's I'm knowingly crossing every friendship boundary possible while
that was bad. But when Harry decided not to tell Peter what he was going to do, and then literally already been talking to MJ, and then went on like maybe a date or so, that wasn't wrong. Okay.
Pretending is fine because my mask is on. Hun, it's messy on both sides. MJ might be stirring the pot, but Peter's right there holding the spoon. And there's zero shade.
I'm fine with you saying this, but can you acknowledge what Harry did? Because this wouldn't exist if Harry didn't. None of this would have happened if Harry didn't do what he did. So.
Not once do we see MJ question how shady this is. She doubles down, gushing to Harry on the phone about how incredible and amazing Spider-Man is while still dating him.
I mean, she did just almost die and then get swung and saved out of nowhere and get swung around to the city to a remote location. So, I mean, I would be pretty appalled too.
Anyway, good night. Then she turns around and has another heart.
No. Let me see some. No. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Go back. Go back. Go back. We need to go to the Thanksgiving scene. Why do we keep skipping that? Why do we keep skipping that? Go to the Thanksgiving scene, please. Go to that. Please go back to that.
After Aunt May got blown the hell up.
Oh my god, it's not funny.
I'm sorry, this isn't funny, but it's just the way her body got blown back. I'm like, oh my god, like that's elderly abuse. I know I'm going to hell, but that was so funny to me. I'm sorry. Okay, what was I saying? Right, MJ. She knows for a fact that Peter is down bad for her just to gush about her feelings for Spider-Man.
I wanna eat your dick.
Can she not read the room? The vibes are not vibing.
I'm not explaining that again. Let me.
This is straight villain behavior. She's over here ping pong.
Yeah, I'm basically would just be saying the exact same thing I said in the other video. Like we know why that scene, like
Peter and Harry like some Green Goblin. What now? After watching all 3 films, I can see why Harry crashed out the way he did.
Fucking Harry has no right to talk. Harry has no right to talk. He freaking tried to get with the girl that Peter loves, and he knows that since childhood. Peter, he knows this. That was okay. But what Peter and MJ did, what MJ did was fine. She's the villain. Was not okay. Okay.
And that's only the first Spider-Man film. We got 2 more to go, and trust me, it only gets messier from there.
Let's see what happens here.
Starting hot in the sequel, the very first time we see Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2, she's rolling into Peter's birthday party with Harry, her ex? Wow.
They're friends. They're all friends. They're all friends. They're all friends. They're all friends. Why are we doing this? They're all friends. They're all friends. You can assume by this point in time they got over it. They settled whatever beef they had. Like, you even get a glimpse of this when MJ talks about Harry seeing the show. Like, they're friends. All 3 of them are friends. This is in comics. This is in everything else.
Just wow. I don't know about you, but I would have evaporated on sight. The tension in that room.
How would it be tension? They all, by this point in time, it's been like maybe, I think it's been a year or 2. Like, they gotten over it.
Would have suffocated me. But before we get into the mess that is Mary Jane Watson, let's talk about how garbage Peter's life is right now. My guy is never catching a break. He just got fired from his job.
That's the purpose of the movie.
His old boss is printing front-page slander about his alter ego. His professor basically tells him, fail this next assignment and you're done. Aunt May, the woman who raised him, is behind on her rent. His best friend Harry is furious because Peter takes pictures of Spider-Man, the guy Harry thinks killed his father, and resents him for not revealing Spider-Man's identity.
He resents him for not possibly knowing who Spider-Man is, and you're taking pictures of the guy that's killing that killed my dad, and you're making a profit. Yep, that's what he's mad about. And he technically still holds animosity because his father respected Peter more than he respected his own son. So
identity. Oh, and Peter himself also behind on his rent and living in this dingy ass apartment building. Not to mention all of this happened on his birthday. Where is the nearest bridge? Take me out, coach. This is too much. Going back to MJ in the sequel, this is her peak toxicity. She's living her dream currently as an actress, so we all know she's about to flop. She's starring in a play and desperately wants Peter to be there and see her. Fair enough, but when Peter misses it because, you know, he's Spider-Man, she takes it like a personal betrayal. So
no, you can't just say that. You cannot just say that and act as if MJ does not know Peter is Spider-Man. You cannot just say that. A personal betrayal. Peter claims to be MJ's best friend. He friend zones her and countlessly over and over and over again says he's going to be there and then he never actually goes or bees there. No, don't just skip over that. No.
Oh, what's her next move? She agrees to marry this random.
No. You just skipped over a whole bunch of context again. She agreed to marry J. Jonah Jameson because she wants to move on with her life. Her life is fine. It's doing fine without Peter. She doesn't need Peter anymore. She doesn't want to be with someone that clearly doesn't want to be with her from her perspective. She doesn't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with her. What is this? I decline. Yeah, she doesn't want to be with someone that doesn't want to. What is this? Put that down. Yeah, like I was saying, she doesn't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with her. She doesn't. So she's like, she tells Peter, I'm seeing someone. I'm seeing someone now. They go on a few dates, they get together, and then he pops the question, will you marry me? She says yes. She's moving on with her life. Makes sense to me. Why would you want to be with someone that doesn't seem to freaking care about you or wants to be there? It keeps making constant excuses. Why would you want him to be there? Especially when you don't know that they're a superhero. Why would you want to be with that person?
Astronaut. I don't even know where he came from. MJ didn't do it out of love, not because she's ready, but purely to spite Peter. And
it wasn't necessarily just to spite Peter. It was her way of trying to move on from Peter. She's trying to get on with her life. She literally calls Peter an empty seat because all he does is give her empty promises and constantly friend zone her. Why would you want to be with someone that does that? Oh my God.
The astronaut, he's nobody important, just the son of J. Jonah Jameson.
No one important. Actually, that adds to the fuel because literally, so the person that he's working for that's also printing bad rep about him, his son is dating and now getting married to the girl that he loves, who he can't be with because he's fucking Spider-Man. So it's more and deeper than that. What are you talking about?
Bro, you can't even make this ish up. Peter is the universe's personal punching bag. And what's even more messed up is that MJ is doing everything in her power to cheat on her fiance.
Why are we just making it seem like MJ is just this evil person? Like, oh my God, she has feelings too. Why do we only care about what Peter is feeling? Like, Peter is the cause of this. If Peter just told her that he's freaking Spider-Man and how he felt, none of this shit would have happened. Imagine all the crazy shit that would have happened if Andrew freaking didn't tell Gwen that he was Spider-Man in the first movie. Like, bro, are we kidding here? I don't even think Peter would have been with Gwen. I don't think Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker would have even been with Gwen. Like, are we kidding? Actually, no. I changed it back. Him not being with him, if he didn't tell Gwen who he was, she probably would have still been alive.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
It's Elijah.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
It's Elijah.
Jonah, no revenge Peter plot. She's not dating him out of love. He doesn't stop. Down kiss with Spider-Man. It's a scene where she tells him to lie down in a certain position so she can kiss him. And the pose is identical to her upside down kiss with Spider-Man.
What does this prove?
MJ stays disrespecting any man she's with, huh? No.
She wanted to kiss him up.
Only did she say yes to marrying this man, an astronaut no less, she's also being mentally unfaithful. She's thinking about another man mid-kiss. That's foul. It's disrespectful to him, to the engagement, and I'm just like, MJ, girl, you're losing me. Like, I'm losing the plot of what you're trying to do here. Imagine proposing to someone thinking you're their one and only, and meanwhile, they're using you as a stand in for the person they really want. Later in the film, the weight of constant stress, exhaustion, and the impossible tug-of-war between a normal life and his Spider-Man duties starts to break Peter down. His powers begin to fail, and eventually he hangs up the mask entirely. Freed from the superhero grind, Peter throws himself into school and actually starts doing well for once. In this brief taste of normalcy, he goes to see Mary Jane in a low-rent Broadway knockoff.
Let me guess. You're about to say, oh, Peter's going to try to talk her, and then MJ's going to be a jerk and be a douche and turn him down when she should actually give him a chance.
Which clearly means the world to her. It's in this moment that Peter finally works up the courage to tell her how he feels, showing her he's changed. But MJ, she shuts that shit down. And of course, because, you know, she's got a whole ass fiance, but that moral high ground crumbles fast when you remember she's been fantasizing about kissing Spider-Man.
There's nothing to show that she's exactly been fantasizing. Other, like, not necessarily. This could mean a lot of things.
Man and Peter while locking
and Peter. Why would this be fantasizing about and Peter? There's not. I mean, she takes a moment of pause, but I mean, there's nothing to core. I mean, I guess you could say she was thinking about kissing Spider-Man upside down, but she hasn't really mentioned or said really anything about Spider-Man. So what would take her back to that moment? And what about this would bring her to Peter? She probably pondered like, maybe what Peter said did actually mean something. But other than that, I don't know what.
Accept this changed Peter in front of her, so she walks away.
Rejected! Rejected! Yeah, you just got rejected! REJECTED rejected!
3 days later.
Kiss me.
Sometime later, Peter and MJ meet up at a cozy little coffee shop, and from the jump, she's on the offensive. MJ leans in, pressing Peter hard, practically demanding he admits he's in love with her. You love me. Just say it. You know you want all this.
She didn't say it like that. She asked the question. Don't try and make it seem like MJ was like, you need to fucking kiss me. You need to tell me right now you love me. No, don't do that. No.
Deny it. Wait, why does this scene look so familiar?
Flashback.
Awful timing, but we were meant to be.
Barry, what are you talking about?
You and me. We like each other.
I love Eddie, okay?
Whoa. That is a completely different context. That was completely different context. You're talking about a moment where Barry literally ran back in time by accident twice in a way because he saw the his time remnant in a way. Yeah, twice, and he went to go to Iris because in that previous moment, Iris confessed his love, and he had to show her he was the Flash real quick, and then take out the tornado. That was a completely different circumstance. You cannot compare those two scenes, not at all.
And in the superhero world, wow, if I had a nickel for every time the love interest confesses their feelings at a coffee shop only to get rejected, I have
in that moment in time, that was completely different. That's a completely different. We're talking about time wise. That is a completely different circumstance than what happened in Spider-Man 2. You can't even really compare those scenes.
2 nickels, which isn't a lot.
Other than they got rejected, and in Barry's case, he should have got freaking rejected. Like in Barry's case, he should have got freaking rejected. In Toby's case, we know why he rejected her. Like,
happened twice. When Peter refuses, she changed tactics.
Kiss me. Just one kiss.
Why? Because in her head,
she wants to see if Peter is actually lying or telling the truth. That's why.
This little experiment might confirm whether Peter is Spider-Man. Now, here's the
what did you get? We don't necessarily know exactly if that's the case, and it's not like she said, Peter, can you turn around, lay your head on the back of the table, and then let me kiss you upside down? She didn't say all that. If that was what she was getting at, then she would have did that. No, that's not what she was doing.
She's still engaged to the astronaut. The ring is right there.
You know how this is going to go.
Turns out Peter is Spider-Man. That she suddenly.
Well, I'm assuming she's going to say she left him. Okay, let's go to Spider-Man 3. Because I literally already know how this is. I know how this is going to go. It's going to be it's going to literally end the same way. It's not. how MJ is worse in Spider-Man 3.
MJ are officially a couple, but calling their relationship stable will be like calling New York traffic relaxing. MJ's Broadway career is tanking, not Mary Jane in her flop era. She gets fired because her acting is straight garbage, and instead of leading on
It wasn't because her acting was garbage. It was because she didn't have a powerful enough singing voice, and they didn't think she sing that well. They thought she sung okay.
She starts feeling like she's in his shadow. MJ is feeling envious of all the attention.
She's feeling a little envious because her world is low key. I mean, why wouldn't she? Her world is low key crumbling. At first, she was on her way to becoming something big. Then she low key crumbles while also not getting full validation from Peter. So, I mean, I would feel some type of way too.
And success Peter has as Spider-Man.
What?
Did you not, in the last couple of minutes of the last movie, say you didn't care about Peter being Spider-Man and Spider-Man being Peter, and as long as we're together, we can do anything?
She said that as in, I'm going to be there for you when you get back, regardless of what happens. Regardless of what happens. In a way, yes. Regardless of what happens, I'm always be there for you. But that's actually what happens. She's still there for him. She's still there. She supports him in everything he does. She came to the parade. But Peter is not standing on his end of the bargain. He hasn't been validating MJ or doing his part. You have nothing to say. Do you have anything to say about what Peter's doing? Or is it just MJ's a bad person?
Every movie. And now she's mad at her partner for being Spider-Man. Make it make sense. However, I can't be too harsh on MJ because Peter, he was on some demon time in this movie.
That was after they broke up. Well, this gets a pass because this is after they broke up. So this doesn't even matter. Can we talk about this? Can we actually talk about this, please? Can we talk about this and not just say MJ's a bad person? I promise you, if we get to if you show the Harry scene and literally just say Harry is and we literally get to the Harry scene and say what she did was wrong, but we excuse this again, I'm done.
What's even more wild is that he doesn't even apologize to MJ
Thank
for kissing Gwen.
Thank you for acknowledging this. Thank you for acknowledging this. Now, can we? So now that you acknowledge this, can we give a little bit of a grace? Since we don't give MJ a grace for anything else she's done, even though she deserves it, can we get a little bit of a grace for what's about to happen after all the stuff that happens after this that MJ does, which is only one thing, and then everything else is just Peter and Harry's fault?
Attempts to do a proposal at dinner. You know what? They're both messy as hell. Maybe they do deserve each other. But back to me dragging MJ. She's still not in the clear because when she finally calls Peter out, she has the nerve to say,
"That was our kiss."
It was their kiss. It was their kiss. They wasn't together. They wasn't even together. Her and Peter weren't together. They weren't together. This was her when she was moving on from Peter. They weren't together. Why are you bringing this up? This is not an example of anything.
You were literally doing the exact same
thing. Her
thing.
and Peter weren't even together. They weren't together. And this was literally after Peter had already freaking friend zoned her and not been with her and literally missed every single thing she had done. Like, what? You can't even compare that. Spider-Man 3, they are already together and Peter literally kissed a random girl in front of New York. And you're going to compare that to this?
In the last movie with your fiance, telling him to position himself so you can recreate the upside down Spider-Man kiss. Hot meat kettle. But here's where it goes off the rails. Instead of actually talking out like adults, MJ decides to run to Harry.
I'm done. I'm done. You just skipped over a whole context. You just skipped over a whole context, bro. Oh my god.
Yes, that Harry, her ex, the same guy who's been side-eyeing Peter since forever,
a little bit.
and she wastes no time kissing him. So let me see if I understand this. The second her feet and get a headache. I don't know who's more toxic, Peter and MJ. Wow, she might actually be a hidden member of the Sinister Six. So Peter attempts to apologize and propose to Mary Jane again, but she breaks up with him. This whole back and forth between them is giving me a headache.
Harry's manipulating MJ, and why would Peter think now would be a way better time than just when he could have apologized way sooner?
I don't know who's more toxic, Peter and MJ or Barry and Iris. But
it's Barry and Iris. It's Barry. Hell yeah, it's Barry and Iris. Like hell yeah, it's Barry and Iris. What? I don't care. I will debate this with anyone. Anyone that would want to debate me with this. Barry and Iris is worse than freaking Peter and MJ inspired in the Raimi trilogy. I will debate that with you. All the shit Iris does to make sure Barry couldn't have a girlfriend while also trying to be with Eddie. And while also telling Barry constantly, I don't love you. I just see you as a brother, but don't want him to date anyone else. That is, I promise you, that is way worse than what MJ does. All the stuff MJ does is literally because Peter was a jerk. If you're talking about this stuff before she knew he was Spider-Man, I'll give Peter somewhat of a slide, but you have to acknowledge that from MJ's perspective, Peter literally was not showing up for her. He was being a terrible friend, and he kept friend zoning her. So, like, come on, man. Like, we gotta.
But before all of you start acting like a mob, it was actually Harry under the twisted influence of his father, because Spider here for his constant get and Maguire was having so much drama wasn't nauseating enough to put on film.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't even. It's no point. I'm gonna just be repeating literally the same thing over and over again. But you get my point. Like, MJ is not that bad. Everything, if for those that have been in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, if someone or attempting to date someone, if someone is constantly rejecting you, why would you keep trying to be with them? Why? What do you gain by keep doing it? You're just wasting time at that point. You're just wasting time. And if you're seeking validation from someone and they're constantly not giving it, and you're just being a cocky jerk, and then literally go off and kiss a random girl in front of a crowd of people, why would you be happy about that? Why would you just brush it off? You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, if you're gonna have a problem with what if you're gonna have a problem with what MJ does, you gotta acknowledge everything that Peter and Harry have done. Because what they do is way worse than what MJ does. Most of MJ's stuff is a result of what Peter has been doing, or what Harry has done to Peter. Like, literally. But that's my take on that. If you feel like I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, also let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is no knock at the creators. I think y'all should definitely, I think both of these people should watch, well, 3 people technically, should rewatch the movies again, because it's not MJ's fault. She's not the villain. And that goes for everyone else that thinks she's the villain. She's not. She's not. And you can't excuse Gwen and Zendaya, but MJ is the worst of the worst. Like, Kirsten Dunst, MJ is the worst of the worst. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.